Believe me, I want to make a video about Gladiator and Beta Ray Bill separately, but the thing with their potential is just driving me nuts. I'm not going to pay $100 just to fucking advance their potential. He's stuck at 57. I got a little lucky today with Gladiator. He bumped up from 50% to 72. So I'm hopeful that in the next couple of days, I will unlock one of their potentials, because at this point, just doing a level 70 review of these characters when they can go to level 80, when they can go to tier 4, doesn't really make sense. So I like to bundle the level 70 review together with the level 80 review so you guys can see both, because I know for a lot of players, the advancement from 70 to 80 is not cheap, right? So maybe you guys just do 70 to 72, but you're probably wondering, hey, should I go all the way to 80? Is it worth it? So yeah, I mean, I don't think either of these characters is bad, and obviously Beta Ray Bill has the support value now with the alien, the buff that he gives to all aliens on his passive, but yeah, that's the reason why I haven't reviewed those characters just yet. I also have not decided who I'm going to use for this. I thought about it more and more, and I wish now more than ever that this had come out earlier, because I should use it on, or I would have used it on Dr. Octopus, right? So yeah, that was kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. In the meantime, I have something very, in my opinion, very interesting and very exciting. I saved up 9,000 feathers and 9,000 Mcron crystals. This is the new max cap of each. So that is 18,000 cumulative Phoenix material, like X-Men materials. We've got 280 million gold, pretty much on the dot, 280 million gold. And what I want to do today is see with this much, with this much in these materials, if you go to craft and you craft just purely cards, how much gold is it going to cost? Well, we can sort of see that ahead of time. It's going to cost you about 9 million gold, but that's just for the craft. Just the craft alone is 9 million. Let me get started here, because this actually takes a while. 9 million gold for the craft, but then it's also how many cards you're getting. Now, before you say anything, I already cleaned out all the cards in my inventory. I know I didn't show you guys because we already started crafting, but just trust me on this one. I cleaned out all the cards. I like doing these scientific experiments, so I already had this set up to do before I started recording the video, and so I want to see exactly how much. This is going to be really interesting, because you're going to see, you know, of each material, right, how much is 9,000 going to get you? So if you save up 9,000 feathers, if you save up 9,000 Mcron crystals, how many mythic cards is that really going to get you? And you can use that to sort of calculate in advance when you're planning ahead to reroll your cards or pump it into your agent level or whatever. So we did 250 crafts, and my inventory is already full. You can go ahead and see here, this is what I have for cards. It's literally exactly what I just crafted, but we had no spare sixes or anything like that. This is all just exactly what I crafted, but now we have to go ahead and upgrade it. So here's the thing. Remember how I said it was going to be 9 million because 4.5 million each to craft? You have to start taking into consideration these costs as well. That's 600,000. That was $1 million there. So just there, from 250 crafts, we got 15 mythic cards. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And we still have about half, a little bit less than half. And you can get lucky on this as well, right? You can get lucky and craft more mythic cards. Sometimes you get like a mega jackpot. See, that's 4 5 stars. That's great. But sometimes you can get 1 mythic, which is worth 6 5 stars, plus you save the gold. Sometimes you can even get 2 mythics. I think I've seen a screenshot with one person that got 3 mythics. That's the highest I've ever seen. If you've ever gotten 3 or more mythics, please hit me up, DM me, or hit me up on Twitter or something. Tag me in a post on Discord. I would love to see a screenshot with 3 or more mythics. There's 1, which is awesome. Love seeing that. But yeah, I find this kind of stuff really interesting. So there we go. We're done with that one. We've cleaned that. Look how long. It took me like, what, a minute? A minute and a half to clean out 9,000 feathers. That took me like, I want to say a week to farm, and that's with getting Jean Grey multiple times for my world boss of the day, and then also farming it from Timeline Survival in the Timeline Survival shop. So honestly, it's probably closer to 2 weeks of farming if you get unlucky with world boss and there's no events like Timeline Survival available. This one actually hurts a little bit more, because we all know that Mcron crystals are slower to farm, right? Especially if you check. Oh, I'm done already. Okay, especially if you check on the drop rates for the epic quest missions that you can farm every day. They give you a lot more feathers. They give you like 2 or 3 times as many feathers as they do Mcron crystals. So that was 13 mythics plus the 1 Modoc extra we got. So it's holding pretty steady that for about half. So for about 4,500 of an X-Men material, you get about 14 mythics. That's a pretty decent average. We'll see later when we have the total. We'll see if that actually holds up. But if that holds up, you get 4,500 and you divide it by 14. That means on average, you're only paying about 300. Does that make sense? You're only paying about 320 of the material to get a mythic. That seems really, really low. I thought it would be like closer to 500-600. That one looked really good. There's a lot of 5 stars there. Okay, we're capped again. Let's go back. So yeah, I'm really interested. I'm also interested to see what the final gold cost is. So we know the base crafting cost was 9 million. I think we're going. I haven't looked at the gold in the top. Don't look. Don't spoil yourself, boys. I'm thinking it's gonna be closer to. I think it's gonna be closer to 15 million. That's gonna be my guess. So my guess is that we're gonna go from 280 to about 265. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe like 268. Maybe like 12 million. But we'll see. We'll see. Not paying attention. I might have gotten multiple mythics there without noticing, but that's okay. You guys will tell me in the comments if I missed any juicy ones while I was rambling or doing math, whipping out my calculator. Okay. There's another mythic MODOK. That's so funny. We keep getting MODOK as the mythic. I really wish they wouldn't stop you with the inventory thing. It's actually really annoying. Another 13 mythics. Okay, yeah, I think maybe it's about 300. Wow. I would have thought it was... whoops. I would have thought it was much more expensive. That's not bad at all. 300 Phoenix Feathers for one mythic? That's fantastic. Really good. Oh, another mythic at the end there. So we got lucky pulling an extra mythic. Now let's do the final upgrade here. And then we'll take a final tally of all the mythics we have, as well as a final tally of the gold cost. So 263. 263. So that cost us 17 million gold in total. Wow. So it's very similar. It's about 9 million for the actual crafting. And then it's about 8 million for the upgrades, right? That's crazy. That's so funny. Now that will fluctuate a little bit depending on how many mythics you pull, because for every mythic that you pull that wasn't a 5-star, it saves you a bit of gold of having to upgrade those 5 stars to 6 stars, right? And now look at all those mythic cards. Yo, that's crazy. That looks so sick. Damn. Okay, so you can see here I have 54 boost. I wasn't going to delete those. You're crazy. Let's convert what we have. Does anybody want to take a guess here while you're watching? Because I have no idea. So it was 13. I have some idea now. 13, 13. I think we did the 13, 14, 13, 14 4 times. So that would be 28 plus 26, which is 54, I think. So 54 is what we got. And then we got a couple of mythics as well. So I'm guessing it's going to be... Maybe 54 is too many. Maybe we only did the 13, 14 3 times. I can't remember now. Okay, my guess is 50. I think there are 50 mythic cards that I'm going to be converting here. 59. Oh, so my original guess was going to be right on the money because I was guessing 54. I was going to guess like add a few more, right? Add like 4 more. That's 58. Yo, 59 mythics. And that's another 500,000 gold. So the average, right? It goes up a little bit closer to 18 million. So it's literally like 9 million for the crafting, 9 million for the rank up, for the, like, you know, ranking up the cards and then converting them, because you don't want it to take 59 slots in your inventory, right? So in this one video, in the span of like 7 minutes, I was literally able to more than double the number of spare comic cards that I have, from 54 to 59 for a grand total of 113. That brings me about halfway to my goal, where I'm going to need to be about 250 for me to go ahead and re-roll this card again. Yeah, if you watched the last video, I know it's pretty painful. We're going to try to get redemption on this one in the future. That's sort of a long-term goal, but maybe it's not so long-term with how many cards you get. I mean, let's do the math now, right? It's pretty easy math. So we spent 9,000 of each resource, right? So that's 18,000 in total. 18,000 Phoenix Feathers, 18,000 Emcron Crystals. And then you go ahead and divide that by 59 mythics. That means we were paying 305 per mythic. That is insanely low. That's like flabbergastingly low. I'm really happy. This was one of the best changes the crafting change that they made years ago, where they allowed us to craft these cards and they took away the 1 and the 2 stars. This is one of the greatest quality, like quality of life reward grinding improvements for players ever. I will stand by this because, I mean, obviously we needed it years ago to quickly craft our premium cards after they introduced card crafting with blue stars and stuff. But to this day, I need it, and that's like what, 3 years later. I still need this service. I still need this resource. So it's absolutely crazy that it still has such insane value. And just to put it into perspective for you, 300 feathers is very easy to come by just in your daily grinding. Obviously, it's harder for newer players who haven't unlocked any of the epic quests because they don't have all these extra epic quest missions, you know, mutual enemy, beginning of the chaos, big twin. You know, they don't have these extra missions to farm from. But again, just to put it in perspective, you're farming timeline battle. You have nothing to do with those timeline tokens, right? You're like, what am I going to do with these goofy odd tokens if I'm not voting for MKBD or whatever, or the rare case where Arthur pulls up? You can buy 200 for 7,500 tokens, which means you can, if you just buy this 3 times, you get 2 mythic cards. So it's basically 2/3 of a mythic card each time you buy it. That's crazy, right? It's not quite 1-to-1, but it's pretty damn close. You know what I'm saying? You buy the middle one and you buy the bottom one. So basically, for 11,000 tokens, timeline tokens, you get a mythic card. And same thing goes, of course, with the same values for the Amarcon crystals. But yeah, that's crazy. I never thought it was going to be that cheap. So yeah, that was the video that I wanted to make for you guys. I wanted to highlight for you that the new cap is now 9,000. No character, by the way, needs more than 6,000 for their upgrade. We sort of did the math on this once upon a time when they increased the cap to 6,000. But essentially, if you have 6,000 feathers and then we get a new like native tier 2 that you can take to tier 3, you should have enough feathers to just do that with 6,000. It shouldn't cost you more for just one character. Obviously, these days they want to spam us with multiple characters, so 6,000 wasn't enough to build up Havoc and Madeline and, you know, Hope and Exodus. But if it's just one character, 6,000 enough. Obviously, 9,000 covers that and then some. Probably enough for like 2-3 characters, depending on if they're native tier 1, tier 2, and if they go to tier 3 or not. But yeah, I think 9,000 is a great limit. Obviously, a better, like, obviously no limit would be better, but at this point, I think the devs should look at other items and look at increasing the cap. Like, they should increase the cap on Titan records to 20. I think that would be fantastic. That's a really good change that they should make. And then maybe increasing, I don't know, maybe increasing the Vishantis after that a year or two later, increasing those to 50 to 20 or something like that. And for those of you wondering why I have more Vishanti books than possible, it's from the packs that you buy in the store. The selectors allow you to go over the limit. So yeah. Anyways, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of that one. Was it an interesting test for you or not? And are you going to be saving up your crystals and your phoenix feathers to do the same thing in the future to craft your cards? And if so, how many cards did you get? Hopefully somebody can beat my record of 59. Hopefully someone can beat my luck of 59, pull a couple extra mythics, and end up with like 60 plus. That would put your total probably under 300 per mythic, which is just nutty. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.